Yo guys, what is going on? Got a Battle of the Champion Rush decks for you guys. Down at the bottom we're playing Gamamon Tribal, and my opponent is going to be playing Armor Rush, seeing which of the two is the stronger list. I'm going to start off with a red memory boost, missing the level 3 there, so I'm going to, of course, grab my copy of Gamamon. Our opponent is going to start with Upa into the Jamming Vmon, a pretty strong rookie you want to see underneath pretty much all your armors, and then going to go Flame Dramon for a cost of 2. Really nice early damage there if he's got the Fire Rocket. And then lastly, we're going to see one of these Searchers played to reveal 4 off the top of the deck, and then add any 2-colored blue card from your deck to your hand. So we're going to see the Lydramon out of there. Putting me to 2, I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve that Gamamon that I searched the previous turn, and then I could definitely do something like evolve a Wezen Gamamon for a cost of 2, popping the memory boost as to not give my opponent too much memory, and then we're going to play our copy of Hero for 4, guaranteeing us that 3 memory that we do so enjoy. And we're going to be doing a lot with that in the coming turns. So our opponent is going to swing Flame Dramon into the security here. Not getting a draw for the Upamon, of course, but then we're going to follow that up with the Magnamon, putting up a 7,000 blocker. A little bit annoying since Wezen is only 6k, but of course I can always boost him up with the hero effect. So we're going to go ahead, swing security, draw 1 card off the Gurimon, and the hero is going to boost our guy to 8,000 DP, swinging at the Flame Dramon rather, and then that is going to get armor purged. And then lastly, we're just going to play a Gamamon, promo Gamamon for a cost of 4, putting our opponent to 1, not giving him too much to work with. Magnamon did not have the boost before, so even if it did, it's going to run out. This turn, just sitting at 7,000, going to swing over our level 4 here. Jamming V is going to hit security, hitting a Kaus Gamamon, and then lastly, we're going to see the Awakening of Gold Digizoid, or Digital Knight, I think is the actual Awakening of the Golden Knight. And then into the Magnamon X Antibody for a cost of 3. Can't reduce his DP, also not that it's super relevant in this deck, but now we've got a little bit of annoying card to deal with. We're going to try to answer that by just forcing out the recovery effect from the Magnamon. We're going to go Battle Gamamon for a cost of 2, and then going to go Kano Weissmon for 3, and then since all turns it gains the effects of the Gamamons underneath it, it's going to gain Blitz, swinging into the Magnamon X there, tapping the hero to give it plus 2,000, and then its own effect will give it plus 2,000, putting him at 12,000 DP and security attack plus 1. That's just going to get recovered in the armor purge, and then we're going to see the Vmon move out from breeding area, swing, and then the other is going to swing as well. Magnamon's going to swing to security. None of them dying to anything, and then the Davis and Ken is going to be played, putting me to 3. So 3 Digimon to stare down, pretty difficult to deal with, especially because the armor purge is so annoying. We're going to play the Breed Claw for a cost of 1, putting the Wezen underneath Kano Weissmon, and then drawing a card. So that is going to be swinging over one of the Vmons here, tapping one of the heroes in order to give it plus 4,000, essentially, sec attack plus 1, as well as piercing, checking 2 cards, hitting a Davis on the second check. Not that it mattered really too much. Our opponent isn't even going to get a search, putting a bunch of options at the bottom of the deck. And then we're going to go Beetle for a cost of 2, swinging at the Magnamon here, and then drawing a card, boosting him to 8k to swing over Magna, and then the Gamma Inherited is going to pop the Vmon. So we're left with just a single Vmon on field, but unfortunately can't deal with that. So game number 2, I'm going to go ahead and start once again. I'm going to go Gamamon in breeding, and then just play the promo hero this time, the one that gives a sec attack plus 1. To have that early aggro, and then our opponent is just going to go the starter deck Vmon plus Davis. Davis revealing a couple options, as well as the Magnamon X is going to go to hand, leaving me with 1 memory to work with. Not too much, but that's okay, because I am actually just going to play a second copy of Hero, triggering the draw effect from our Gamamon here, and then just passing it over to my opponent. Flame Dramon's going to hit the board for a cost of 2. Not going to be able to draw off of Upa, but he will be able to draw off of the Vmon Inherited, since he got 7 or fewer cards. rather in the hand here, and then the reveal top 3 to add a free Vmon is going to be played for a cost of 3, and then getting some pluses off of that, putting me to 2 memory, enough to work with at the very least. We've got the ability to Digivolve into Gloose here. Also got the Crimson Blaze in hand, but of course the Armor Purge would be, getting in the way of the Flame Dramon dying. Gloose is going to go ahead, swing into Flame Dramon, and then Gamemon is going to pop the Vmon. Gurimon is going to draw us a card, and then Armor Purge is going to happen. So we're sitting nice and pretty, 6,000 DP, Retaliation, and then not only Retaliation, but if the Gloose does end up dying, we will be able to bring up a Gamemon from the trash. I do have to mention something that I think in my previous deck profile, I actually was not playing too many copies of Gloose, but a lot of you guys were saying how good he is, and so I've been testing out more, and I will have to admit that you guys are right. Gloose is a really, really powerful card, and Breed Claw is another card that is really cool, and Security gets to just play a Gamemon from trash, so that could be kind of an interruption there with the on-play deleted 2k or lower being able to pop a rookie. Our opponent is going to Hammer Spark to 3, and then go Vmon into the Magnamon, boosting by just 2,000 years, so a 9,000 blocker with Armor Purge is just going to be a little bit annoying to deal with. So a little bit out of the range of Crimson Blaze, so I think we just have to force it out with something like the Gloose, or potentially go into a kind of Weissmon if we draw into it. So Gloose number 2 is going to hit the field onto the leftmost Gamemon. We've got Gurimon as well as the plus 2k Gamemon, so we are at 8,000 currently. The Magnamon is at 9k, I believe, and then we're just going to suspend a one of each hero, boosting him to 10k to get over the Magna, and then Sec Attack plus 1. So we are threatening 10k Sec Attack plus 1, and then if he dies, I get to play something anyways into Security. So there's almost no reason our opponent wouldn't just block that. So we're going to force out the block from the Magnamon. Armor Purge is going to happen, and then Gloose number 2 here is going to swing into the Lydramon, drawing a card of Gurimon, of course, and then now, since the Vmon is Armor Purged, or the Magnemon is Armor Purged into the Vmon, we're going to be able to pop it, and then get rid of another card off the field, and then lastly go Beetle Gamemon, Blitz, swing, give it Sec Attack plus 1, and then the Gamemon inherited, popping the last Vmon. Being able to clear that board was really cool, only to die to a 7,000 Magnamon. No boosts on that Beetle there, which is a little bit unfortunate. So our opponent will just start with 3, bringing out the Vmon, going into Flame Dramon here, and then having the ability to go to 8,000 is really powerful, going to swing into one of our Glooses here. But here is the kicker. Here's the really crazy part. So Gloose has Retaliation, so Retaliation is going to trigger popping the Flame Dramon. Flame Dramon will Armor Purge, but then after that, the on deletion effect will also happen, being able to bring back the Gamemon, who on play will pop the Vmon that was Armor Purge. So really cool stuff there. And then our opponent is just going to Ice Wall, of course Ice Wall, and then just hit us with the blue memory boost to pass the turn, revealing a couple of Vmons and our worst enemy, Magnamon here. But with no Digimon on field, that's totally okay with me. We're about to see some crazy plays here, so I'm going to start with 3 with the hero. We are going to go into most likely the kind of Weissmon play on top of the Gloose, since we can evolve on top of a Gamemon Digimon for 3 effectively, ignoring the color, or rather the condition doesn't have the color in it. We're going to swing Security, gain the ability to draw a card, 2,000 from the Gamemon, 2,000 from the hero, Sec Attack plus 1 from each of the heroes, and then Sec Attack plus 1 from Kano Weissmon's own effect, checking a total of 4 cards, sitting at 14,000, I believe. 2 from his own effect, 2 from the inherited is 12, and then 2 from the hero is going to be 14k. By the way, that Security was absolutely insane. Double Tamer plus the white option there. Can't remember the name. The mass change, bringing back Armor Texture. There we go. Bringing back Avimon is really, really annoying. Like, that was just such a ridiculous Security. So our opponent is going to start with 1,000,000 memory, because of the dual tamer there, technically gaining in the main phase rather than the start of the turn. Flame Dramon is going to come down for a cost of 2. So being able to potentially crash with our kind of Weissmon is a little bit annoying, but instead we're just going to see double fire rockets onto the 8k Flame Dramon, since when attacking he gains that DP, or it might be 7k. I can't exactly remember what the DP boost is, but it's enough to get over the Chaos Gamemon and Security. Their Security, fortunately for me, very weak, because he actually did have armor texture plus the memory boost plus like another armor in hand, or just being able to memory boost and then go into the armor off of the Ken Davis would be able to seal him the game. But fortunately for me, his armor didn't die, so we're just going to be forced into Magnamon X. Of course, I'm going to boost the Kana Weissmon to beyond the threshold of 11,000, so he's going to have to redirect. Magnamon X will put himself on top of Security, and then I'm just going to swing 2 more times to close out game number 2. So pretty close so far. I think Gamemon has a lot of low-level removal, which is pretty effective against the Armor Rush deck. Armor Rush is going to start in the worst way imaginable, just hard playing a Flame Dramon. We're going to counter that with our Gamemon, Wezen into Kana Weissmon for a total cost of 5, and then just play a hero for a cost of 3, putting our opponent to 1, having the potential for a 12,000 2-checker for the next turn. Chimeramon is going to be evolved because we've got no other plays just to cycle a card, and then we're going to potentially be able to go into like a Breeclaw just to cycle more. So sticking the Kaus underneath, drawing a card, giving plus 2,000. So he's currently at plus 4k from both the Gamemon as well as the Breeclaw. Checking 3 cards, 1 from the hero and 1 from his own effect, and then of course just 1 base. We are going to see the Digi Armor Knight option card added, and then unfortunately that wasn't in the reverse order. That would have been really cool, being able to add a Magna X to hand. And then lastly, the Lydramon there being trashed off of the security check, and then going to go into hero number 2 for a 3 cost, putting our opponent to 3 memory, sitting at 2 security on turn 2 is pretty ridiculous. And then so we're going to see finally the rookie there, and then into the Lydramon. Chimeramon is going to crash. Just checking to see if there's any DP boosts or anything. Chimeramon does gain 4,000 if he's got 4 more colors, but only 3 colors at that point. So just going to have to force the crash, which I think is probably the right play. So we're going to start with 3, going into Gamemon plus Beetle here. Not having too many plays, to be honest. You can break a little bit on champions in this deck, so we're just going to play a 4-cost Gamemon, the on-play Pop 2000 one. And then Lydramon's going to come out, going to 5 memory, drawing off of the Upamon here. Armor Purging, since we die to the Beetle, Gamemon, Security. Going into the Magnamon for a cost of 3, getting 2,000 for each of the 4 armors and trash. So total of 15,000 DP right now. I am not hitting the Security anytime soon, and then our opponent is just going to choke me to 1. And here begins one of the very most difficult situations for this deck to kind of deal with, is just like really big blockers. You can get you guys pretty big and have a lot of aggro with the heroes and the kind of Weissmon and stuff, but when your opponent's got a 15k blocker on field, there's not too much you can do. So I'm just going to wait out the turn, play a hero, and pass it over. He's going to start with 4, of course, and then just Digivolve straight into the Magnamon X for a cost of 4 on top of the regular Magnamon here. Gonna hit Security into the red memory boost, so really nice for me. But then Magnamon number 2 is going to hit the field, so not only does he have an infinite redirect, but he also has a 15,000 blocker. Why does he need both? I don't know, but they're both there, so it's really annoying to deal with. We're going to push out just in fear of losing. I kind of have to be a little bit proactive here. So we're just going to go Galoo's Gamemon for 2. Retaliation does answer some stuff, but the Armor Purge mechanic is just so good against this deck. I'm going to threaten into the Magna X here, I believe. And then we're going to see that blocked by the regular Magnamon, of course, beating out the Galoose. But then Armor Purging and keeping the Vmon suspended onto the field. So the Retaliation is going to get rid of the Magnamon, and then Galoost on deletion will be able to bring back any Gamamon. However, the Vmon is actually boosted 8k right now, so he is 10,000 Vmon, so I can't actually do the kind of spicy play I was doing earlier. Or I could, but it wouldn't kill the Vmon. So I'm just going to bring back the plus 2k Gamamon just because he's a bigger body and he's got a really good inherited on him. So we're just going to go ahead, Reclaw into the House Gamamon here, draw another card. But not going to really do it. Sitting with only 5 cards in hand, just going to pop a Memory Boost and play Gamamon to put my opponent to 1. It seems about all I can do. Ken Davis will put our opponent to 2 at the start of the main phase. The Magmon X is going to swing over our suspended Gamamon, and then Flamedramon is going to come down, swinging security for 1 check, hitting a Gamamon in security. Just 2 left for both of us, but I would say my opponent is in a way better position because we're going to see Magnamon number 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. Just absolutely disgusting. Like, the armor players just always seem to have it, man. I don't know. So we're just going to basically admit defeat here. We're going to start swinging. He's going to redirect. I get a draw. Okay, Beetle crashes. I could have boosted him up to like 8k, didn't really matter. So now I'm going to go Chaos Gamamon. Can't be blocked, so that's cool. Magnamon can't really do anything about that. But Magnamon X can. He doesn't block, he redirects. So that's really going to be it. I'm just going to evolve Kano Weissmon to pass the turn. Even Crimson Blaze doesn't really do anything that board. Anyways, guys, that's going to basically be it for the video. Let me know down in the comment section below if you did enjoy this gameplay. Gamamon deck profile will be linked down in the description below. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.